Many times I've told somebody to like do something, maybe like I have an opinion or something, or I have advice or whatever, and I tell maybe my younger brother or a friend or a cousin or something like that, it's like, hey, do this thing like this, and they actually don't do the thing the way I said they should do it. And I'm kind of annoyed, like, oh, I'm telling you to do it like this, bro, do it this way, this is how it works, and you are refusing. But funny enough, the wrong way they did it, who is this person? Funny enough, the wrong way they did it will now actually end up working. And many times, like when I realize something like that, I just realize like, wow, so I was wrong. Like I was wrong, and it will take a hit to your ego because you're always like, especially if it's something you kind of know how to do. But it also made me realize like you should not really listen to people. Like stop taking advice from people. And let me explain. Because the reason why I said that is because nobody really knows anybody. Nobody really knows anybody. You don't know me, and I don't know you either. Like, of course, I tell you all these little stories and I watch all these my videos and stuff, but you don't really know me, and I don't really know you. And even your closest person, trust me, even your mom or your father or your brother or your sister, you only really know like maybe 40% of them. Just because you live with them every single day. Because your mother, let's use your parents for example. Like me, I think my parents are in their 50s. Like I think my dad is going to turn 60 for maybe like 4 or 5 years, something like that. But she's in his 50s right now, and I'm currently 20 years old. So my entire life spending with my father, I've only spent 20 years with him, and like I said, he's 50. So I've basically not known him at all for 30 years, and even those 20 years I've spent with him, it's not like it's every single day since the day I was born. Like maybe out of those 20 years, if you think about it, the time I've actually spent physically like there face to face with him is actually maybe something like maybe 8 years, 7 years, because when you go to school, you travel, you go to work, whatever. And it's like, imagine how little context you have about this won't just your father or your mother now. And same thing with your brother, your sister, your best friend. You maybe it's like your best friend, you have only known this person for like 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, even 10 years if it's like a very good relationship. And if you think about it, it's not like those 10 years is like 10 years every single day back to back. That 10 years is actually more like 3 years face to face you have spent with that person. But that 3 years is just like scattered throughout that 10 years. And imagine trying to give advice to these people that you barely even know. Even though yes, you feel like you know every single thing about them, but trust me, you don't. I don't know. It's something I just think about. Sometimes when you even hear maybe your brother tell you a story, or your friend tell you a story, or your mother won't tell you a story, or you just find out something about somebody that is close to you that you thought you knew, and you just find out like, wow, so this person actually does this thing, and all my time spending with this person, I never even had an idea. It just made at least it made me realize like I don't really like I only just know like maybe 30% of you. I only really know 30% of you. And imagine with that frame of mind now, that's thinking, I'm not trying to give you advice on how to live your life. I'm not trying to tell you, oh, this is the career path you should take, or this is the type of thing you should like, or the type of thing you should be doing. My point is not like you should become like a disobedient person and hating everybody. My point is like, I feel like you should kind of just, like almost put on your critical thinking or critical listening eyes or ears to just kind of look at who you're actually listening to, because all these people, they are giving you advice, which is not bad, like they're trying to help you, but they just have very little context about your life. They know very little about you. So them giving you advice, they're only going to give you advice based on the 20% they know about you, the 10% they know about you, the 5% they know about you, the 30% they know about you. And imagine you actually take that advice. Imagine like how it could literally fuck you up. And that's why the only two people I feel like you should listen to advice from is either you or somebody that has been where you are before. So let me explain. So the first person is you, because many times we're always looking for advice, looking for motivation, looking for permission and stuff, but it's like you actually know what to do most of the time. You're just looking for like an outside authoritative external validation source. Maybe it could be like you want your father to show you the way, or you want maybe somebody you look up to, or you want your friend to approve of what you're doing, you want your mother to tell you like, yes, this is the right thing to do. But many times you already know what to do. You're just looking for all these sources. Like, what if you just actually add confidence in yourself and just listen to your own intuition and inner mind and stuff, and just realize like I know, like I've been with myself 100%. Just like I was saying, all these people, they have only been with you maybe 30%. The person that knows you the most, maybe your closest brother or your closest friend or your mother, they only just know like 40% about you. But you know 100% about yourself, because from the day you were born, literally till now that you're watching this video, you have been with yourself 100%. Except maybe, I don't know, you left your body and went somewhere else. Most of you might not even be humans, who knows? But you know yourself more than everybody else. So basically, giving yourself advice is not actually bad. Like on one hand, you might say it is because your own point of view and everything is limited. But the other hand, it's not actually bad because you know everything about yourself. And let's assume you are not like, oh, I'm just young and stupid and following my own advice is kind of stupid. Like which other person should I not listen to? I feel like the only other person you should listen to is somebody that has done what you want to do, that has been in a very similar situation to you, and has overcome that phase, and now is not telling you, okay, do this. Now that one is intelligent to listen to. Because for example, if you want to make money, for example, let's assume you want to get into drop shipping. Yes, you want to get into drop shipping, and somebody has built a successful drop shipping business. You should probably listen to that person, because that person has been in a similar situation, especially if the person came from like a very similar background to you. Maybe he's Nigerian as well, and when he started his business, he was 21 years old and he was broke as fuck, something like that. If you are listening to somebody like that, it makes a lot more sense, because that person has a very, very relatable story to you. Or maybe you want to build muscle, you want to get in good shape and stuff, and somebody that is jacked right now, he was in a similar position to you 5 years ago. Listening to somebody like that is going to make perfect sense, because this person has been there, done that, and it's like what he's saying just make a lot of sense to you. But so these are the two people I feel like you should listen to. And every other person, I'm not saying you should like just discard. What I'm saying is you should just like almost turn on your critical thinking eyes, like I said, like take it with a grain of salt. Even me, you're including me that's telling you including me that's making this video. And that's why many times when I make this video, I tell you this is what has worked for me. I don't know if it will work for you. This is what has helped me out. Hopefully it helps you out as well. Just take what I say with a grain. What I'm saying is not gospel. Like how this works for me. This is what I did to be consistent, or this is what I did to make decisions or whatever. Like it works for me. Try it for yourself. If it works for you, then good. But if it doesn't, like don't take it as gospel. I'm not like Jesus Christ preaching the word of God to you. By the way, go give your life to Christ, bro. Most of you fuckers don't go to church. Fuck's wrong with you? But by the way, that's it. So in terms of maybe like your parents now, because let's take this as a practical example. Many times older people just like to give younger people advice. I've noticed that in general. So your parents will come and tell you, oh, you should go down this career path, become a doctor or a lawyer or whatever, and they actually mean well. The reason why they tell you all this is like they have, during their time, it was probably like the best way to become successful, and they have actually seen people that have been there, done that. I feel like you should, if you want to really be, if your dream is to become a doctor and maybe your father is a successful doctor, then definitely listening to your father's advice is going to be very smart. But if you don't want to be a doctor, and especially your father is not even a successful doctor, listening to your father might not be the smartest decision. But what you should listen to your parents about, let's assume they are giving you all this career path. I feel like sometimes you should just become stubborn, put on your stubborn skin, because there's this thing that I've heard from Mr. Beast before. Everyone is an idiot till you become a genius, because when you are doing this thing that everybody is telling you, oh, it won't work and it makes no sense, why are you doing this, oh, you're wasting your life, you're wasting your potential and stuff. The other them, it looks like I'm stupid. But when you now start to succeed, all of a sudden, oh yes, this is my son in whom I am well pleased. Like, oh, I knew it worked. I always believed in him from day one. Did you? But it's just how people are. So imagine somebody like that, somebody like Mr. Beast or Steve Jobs or Elon Musk or all these successful guys, when they were doing their crazy thing and everybody was telling them to fail, they should go and live a normal life, get a normal job and all that. Do what will make you successful. Imagine they actually listening to these people. Imagine where they would have ended up. But because they basically chose to be stubborn, they chose to keep trying again and again and again, even though they were failing, even though what they were doing literally made no sense. That's why they are successful. So sometimes I feel like you should put on that skin. But something that you should definitely listen to your parents about is something like marriage advice, or maybe just relationship in general. Because my parents, at least, I know they have been married for more than 20 years now. So if I want to get married as well, them giving me marriage advice, it is very, very, very wise of me to actually sit down and listen to what they say, because like they have they have been in my exact situation and they have actually tested it. Like they know what and what not to do. But them giving me like how to become a billionaire advice like that, it's not very, like, it's not like you shouldn't listen at all. You should just be stubborn and arrogant and stuff. Of course, like, humble yourself, listen, pay attention, but just take it with a grain of salt. Look at these people. Are these people at where, you know, like, I want to go? If this person is at where I want to go and he's telling me this is what I did to get here, then listening to him is a smart move. But if this person is not there and he's telling you, oh, live your life like this, do it like this, I've listened to the advice. If it still makes sense to you, then of course go ahead and take it. But if not, I don't know. But I feel like you should. Sometimes I feel like you should be stubborn. Sometimes let people hate you. Sometimes let people dislike you. Sometimes let people think you're stupid. But just do what you feel like is right, and eventually, when it eventually pays off, those same people that are laughing at you or telling you you're stupid, you're wasting your life, they're still the same people that will come and celebrate with you. That will be like, oh, I always trusted him since day one. Oh, this guy is very intelligent. This guy is a genius. This guy, like, I really like this guy, inspires me a lot. Boy. Well, basically, and the whole point is not like you should stop listening to people in general. Of course, like me personally, I just like to listen to like wise mentors, read books, watch podcasts and stuff. But it's something to just pay close attention to. Like, pay attention to people you are taking advice from. If they are not at the level you want to get to, taking the advice and especially following it like gospel is not actually a very smart. It's not a very smart move. It could do more harm than good.